This is part one. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl, and today a very special show, The Amazing World of Bizarre Videos. Yes, I said bizarre videos. We're going to show you a UFO filmed by the Space Shuttle Discovery. Introduce you to odor judges who smell stinking human feet. Yes, I said stinking human feet. Ask of fellows like this. Two-headed dinosaurs once roamed planet Earth and critiqued the 1953 sci-fi TV series Flash Gordon, starring Steve Holland and Irene Champlin, and cover other intriguing subjects, time, of course, permitting. But first, the Space Shuttle Mystery. And here is a model of the Space Shuttle. Dateline, September 15th, 1991. The Space Shuttle Discovery. Launch number 48. In space, film footage was taken that appeared to show first 3, 4, 5 globular UFOs hovering in space in our upper atmosphere, and a fast-moving UFO perhaps traveling at 10,000 miles per hour that suddenly made an abrupt 90-degree turn and accelerated to 30,000 miles per hour, and a laser beam being shot at it. Now, let's see that footage. Roll tape.
See, it went off at 90 degrees.
As you observe the unknown streaking object, please note that it makes an abrupt 90-degree turn, then accelerates out into space, possibly at 3 times its initial speed. The object could not have been a comet or meteorite, as they do not make sharp-angled turns. And it could not be any known terrestrial aircraft, because none have that type of maneuverability. Hence the contention by ufologists that that object may have been an alien spacecraft. Now, NASA, of course, claimed that what we were looking at were ice particles. Now, it's possible if what I call the hovering globular UFOs, those could have been perhaps ice crystals. But you don't see an ice crystal streaking and then suddenly making a 90-degree turn and accelerating, and at the same time, that's what appears to be a laser beam shot at it. Those do not appear to me to be ice crystals. And interestingly, when we asked NASA for that film footage from that flight, they sent us everything but what you saw here. We had to secure it from secret ufological sources. Now, some ufologists have gone so far as to contend this is evidence that there is an alliance between aliens and our government that may have dated back to the 1947 Roswell, New Mexico incident, that they were using their spacecraft to let us test our Star Wars program, which involved orbiting laser beam weapons. Now, I don't know if I can go that far, but I certainly believe that we may have seen footage of UFO. Perhaps the laser beam was shot at it by our forces trying to knock it out in a war as opposed to an alliance. But something was going on there, and it's another example of a governmental cover-up. But this film cannot be denied. Any further word on this, and you'll hear it right here on our show, The Amazing World of Bizarre Videos. Yes. Now time for the odor judges who smell stinking human feet. But first, the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from its paper prison. And the question is, what does the science of nosology, that's Nosology, deal with? And a big hint here, it's not the study of the nose. No, that's rhinology. We want to know what nosology studies. And the prize, the only prize, is one pat on the back that you'll have to administer to yourself if and only if you get the correct answer. And please, please don't call us. We don't have any operators to take your calls, and if we did, we still could not afford prizes. I'll take a sip of water and be back momentarily with that correct answer. Okay, time is up. What does nosology study? Diseases. Yes, diseases. Now, the nose is an amazing organ. Just 50 molecules of a substance can trigger the sensation of scent or olfaction. Do you know that scent and taste are intimately linked? In other words, if you were to hold your nose while you eat your food, its taste would be appreciably diminished. That's especially true with coffee, cherry, and chocolate, but applies to virtually every other taste. And you can try this out at home immediately while you're watching the show. Now, chloroform, which was used, of course, as one of the early anesthetics, is basically a taste rather than a smell, surprisingly. In fact, it is 40 times sweeter than cane sugar. And do you know that some people claim they can smell a ghost? Yes, this is a phenomenon known as phantom olfaction. We have many cases, such as in a graveyard, where the scent of a woman is smelled. For instance, a fragrant perfume, where there is no person except a cadaver. Or in other cases, cigar or cigarette smoke is smelled in a den where a man who died used to sit. Very intriguing. But now we're down to earth here. We're talking about women who smell kitty litter, human feet, human underarms, and other offensive odors, all in an attempt to find compounds to subdue those fetid smells. They're odor judges at Hilltop Research in Cincinnati, and without further ado, let's take a look at them in action. Roll tape! The goal, of course, is to test ingredients that are designed to subdue those offensive odors. Please note that the majority of these smell judges are females. No prejudice involved. They test everyone thoroughly for the job. They find that females simply have more acute olfactory senses. And by the way, these judges are tested year in and year out. If their sniffers go on the blink, out they go. Now, I've got to tell you, that's not the job for me, and it probably isn't for you. But if there's anyone out in our audience who thinks he or she has the sniffer to qualify, I urge you to contact Hilltop Research in Cincinnati immediately. And I want to thank our very good friends at Shearing Plow Healthcare Products for providing that intriguing tape.
Now, until next time, and part 2, may the power of the cosmos be with you. Yes, yes, yes.